Hello, YouTubers and those who happen to watch. This is a video response to the theYukikonata, and he asked me to do something towards his video subject, which was his final thoughts on the seventh generation systems. And, well, quite frankly, I look at all three consoles in a whole as this. They all had something good or decent to offer from them. For example, the PS3 has some great platforming exclusives. The Xbox 360 has some pretty decent third-person shooters via Gears of War, as well as some of the console ports of some shooters played quite well. They handled decent because the Xbox 360 controller, which is a hybrid from the 3D controller from the Sega Saturn, is quite frankly good for shooters, as well as some other things along the way. But at the end of the day, it was just one of those things that some people always had an argument about two of the consoles and said, oh, this was better, that one's worse. They all have their freaking problems. I mean, that's just how it is. The PS3 has a good element where it allows you to play games via free. As soon as you buy them, $50 to $60, bam, on the table, take the game home, rip open a shrink wrap, pop it into your tray, pre-install it, take a couple moments. Once it's installed, you play the game online, you smack some kids around online, you go to bed, you smile. With the Xbox 360, you put the game into the tray, you play it, then you realize you need a gold membership, so you have to go out and pay whatever the money is nowadays, the crazy outlandish amounts of money. You throw that on the table, you pay for the gold, then wait, you realize you don't have enough money to afford the game monthly. So, alright, now while he brought up a point saying that while at least it isn't like $60 a month, it's still to me kind of acidine nonetheless. Let's think of it like this. Yes, a lot of people don't have a lot of money. There's a crappy economy, mostly global at the moment. So let's put it in this analogy. Some people have good jobs, can afford the gold service, and can play the Xbox 360 and enjoy their FPS shooter of choice or whatever they play online. Viva Soccer, I don't care, touch my nipples. So they go online, they pay $60 for a year, and then they pay for the $60 game, $60 game, $60 game, $60 game. That costs a lot of freaking money, especially for the casual consumer, where they can't afford these games at that price. They can't afford to pay that $60 premium to play this AAA title online, as well as communicate with their friends through the Xbox 360, which you have to have a gold membership to do so, to communicate with people through a chat system, which is part of the premium exclusive. On the other hand, the PS3 does not have this premium community chat service where you can talk to people through microphone. They don't have it. It's not there. You can't cross game platform talk and anything of that nature. You have to be in the game, talk to the person, and that's it. Kind of linear in that respective. While the PS3 does offer a decent online service, it's honestly just that. It's a decent online service. To me, it's almost identical to the Xbox 360 online service when it comes to games playing online. The only difference is you obviously do not have that freedom to talk to your buddies because you paid $60 to pay the gate toll. Now, again, I understand while some consumer demographics try to say that, well, we technically do not own your game anymore, which is technically true. You do not own your game anymore as much as you think you do. You pay a premium to own the console, you pay a premium to own the game. However, when you want to play that game online, if you're playing Xbox 360, you have to pay a certain gate toll in order to cross that bridge. With the PC, on the other hand, it's the master race. You buy the game for $2 on Steam, argument over. There you go. But, yeah, I mean, personally, I don't look at each console and say, oh, this one's the best one of them all. I like all the platforms. I can't say that any of them were that bad to me. All of them had their great elements to them. I played a lot of the Xbox 360, played a lot of PC games. I played a lot of the PS3, as well as I paid and played the Wii, primarily Monster Hunter Tri. And some people go, well, the computer's not part of that last generation, but it's going to be on forever. I know. However, this premium generation it was a good offering for games, especially on that quality tier of comparable to console ports. Because let's face it, most of those games that we got, such as The Line and all that, were technically console ports, but slightly highly rendered and look quite nice on the PC. So, I can say this. All the consoles were good, they had some shitty points. For example, most of their services, such as the previous hacking of the Sony, which was quite a catastrophic thing for a little while there. Quite scary for a lot of consumers. Credit card details up for grabs, blah blah blah. You guys get the point. The Xbox 360, I believe, had a hack issue as well. Quite scary for most people, blah blah blah, touch my nipples. The Wii's just the Wii. Moving on. I can look at all three consoles and say, hey, preference of choice at the end of the day. Pick your poison, enjoy it. At the same time, I can look back at the premium service of the Xbox 360 and can honestly say it was not really required. I don't see the big practical point because you still get freaking ads anyway with your gold membership. So if you're charging me this much money but yet you're getting money from these advertisements, what the holy fuck am I paying for then? Like, what am I paying for your gold toilet seat? Like, what the hell? I mean, was it toilet paper don't pay for itself? I mean, geez. And then half the time, the audio quality is crappy, or you can't connect to a service, or you cannot connect online to the console. You have to configure it, mess around with your router, or the communication service, which is the video chat, does not work half the time. So, again, it's to me not practical. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, I can understand people who pay a lot of money out front anyway for most of the services they own, such as phone bills as well as, cable and everything else, could probably handle an Xbox 360 membership with no problem, with flying colors. They can flip it over their shoulder and just fly in the wind with it. It's not a big deal, but however, the economy sucks. The Xbox 360 and the PS3, while they have dug their feet in the sand and are standing there now, hopefully the future consoles can learn from one example. Charge people $60, that's fine and dandy. People have gotten used to it by now. Mostly people who don't want to buy games brand new, though, try to get it pre-owned, which is of course going to be up for grabs there as well, which meaning it's not going to be that way anymore. You can't necessarily play pre-owned games, supposedly by Xbox 360 720 standards, as well as the PS4 are trying to push that out the window. PS4 is trying to do this whole Steam route, as well as 360 is just trying to make you install the disc once and make it practically useless. So in better words, you're going to probably play for a overly hyped computer, which is technically what it's going to become. And the new accessory that they're going to introduce, something new, never introduced to the market, is a tilt keyboard to the Xbox 360, as well as a dial-up connection. We never seen this before, guys. It's going to be new to the Xbox 720, a dial-up connection, because most people still freaking have it. And that's going to be the other thing too I'm going to look in the future and laugh about, because most people cannot connect to these goddamn connection services or they can't stream and share their love and feel good feelings towards the PS4, because quite frankly the freaking console will be ahead of its time for most consumers, where they can't be able to use the console, because some people still use these small little square box TVs and won't be able to fully enjoy these said consoles. Before we know it, consoles will only be able to be connected to the TV through HDMI, and for all those folks who use AVI, you're shit out of luck. But anywho, that's enough of me rambling and grappling the concept of the English language. I'd like to bid you guys a farewell. As far as I'm concerned, the previous generation wasn't so bad. There were some probably pretty crappy gimmicks, such as the Kinect as well as the Move, but some people enjoyed those, kinda, so it isn't so bad after all. Preference of choice, touch my nipples, PC Master Race, throw me out the window.